Hello YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. This is going to be session D2-09 of our perfect game Excalibur II walkthrough that is based upon a Thomas's guide over at FFIX. There's a link in the description to that. This is quite a lengthy episode in terms of overall time, but it's not actually a difficult one in all honesty. There's a boss fight at the start which is fairly simple, and then after that it's mostly going to be button mashing through dialogue and collecting treasures with no other forced encounters, so it shouldn't be too tricky in order to get through in one attempt. Before we go any further though, we're just going to sort out our equipment here, and I've given Zidane the mithril dagger, and we've taken the silk robe and the gold choker away from Garnet, and we've equipped Vivi with the silk robe and also given him the ice staff since he's going to be using the Blizzard spell in a moment, and we're going to give him the mage's hat as well. In terms of abilities, just make sure Zidane has the bandit ability for stealing, and make sure you give the ability up to Vivi, and that's pretty much it. After that we're just going to head down into the dungeon area here, where Thorn and Zorn come to be their usual nuisance selves, and that's going to kick off a series of cutscenes leading into the boss fight. Alright, so this is the Ralvuri Mago. Probably pronouncing that wrong, but it doesn't matter if we know how to pronounce his name, only if we know how to kill him. And to kill this guy, we're basically going to hit him with Blizzard, and we're going to hit him with 3 Blizzard to be precise. That's going to take him down, and in between casting those Blizzard we're going to be using Zidane to steal. Now, the one item that you do absolutely want to steal from this guy is the Adamant Vest. And it's a rare item, but not that rare, so it shouldn't take too many attempts to get it. And the basic rounds are going to go like this. You're going to use Vivi to cast Blizzard, Zidane to steal, and Dagger to attack. That should put him into coil mode. Now in coil mode, his defences are increased, but he doesn't actually attack. So just use this opportunity to steal with Zidane, and then when he uncoils, repeat the process with Blizzard, attack, and steal. Occasionally he might kill a character and you'll have to bring them back to life with a Phoenix down, so it can be useful to keep Dagger in reserve here and not select her to attack until the boss has had his particular turn, so then she can use Phoenix down instead of attack if he does take anybody out. Hopefully not Dagger herself. So in this case he's killed Vivi, obviously we need to bring him back to life. And I'm just going to continue to steal here with Zidane, even though we got the Adamant Vest. Doesn't hurt to get the other bits he's got, but that's the only thing that's actually, you know, really required for you to get. If you want to speed things along a bit, you can just go ahead and use Battle Assist. I was just using it from time to time as a toggle, for example here, and that just instantly refills the ATB and brought Vivi's health and MP back to full. But you can even use it as a full-blown battle assist if you want to, but I can't be bothered with the trance animations. And there's the third Blizzard, and down goes the boss. So a nice simple one, really. That's all there is to it. And now we're going to have to go through a bunch more scenes until eventually we're going to get control of Garnet. Okay, so here we have been introduced to Ramu, the Eidolon, and you gain control of Garnet just outside of the area where we crashed. You want to head back to that area and speak to the historian guy again, and then we're going to head over to this side and get the next story from him. There's 3 more, there's 5 in total, but before we go any further we're just going to do Magnet and save at this point. So in terms of Magnet here, all we're going to have to do is deliver a letter to Monty. Go ahead and save. The rest of this particular session is quite simple. It's just about knowing the path in order to maximise your time. So grab the mithril vest from the chest at the bottom of the ramp, and then go and grab the next piece of story from here. And then if we head across the other side of the screen to exit into the next area, there's another piece of story which we can get. And then that's the second to last. Grab the chest, and then we're going up the ramp here. We're going to be going up this ramp a couple of times before we're done in this place. And then we're going to jump across first of all to grab the chest. Okay, that's the final treasure, I believe, is it? I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, we're going to grab the final piece of story there. And then we're going to leave this place. And then we're going to go up the ramp once more. And in this time we're going to head our way round to that exit there, you can see. And that's going to bring Ramu back to us so that we can share the story with him. And then it doesn't matter what you choose as your ending. So we're basically done in this place, but there's one more optional thing we can do, although it really is optional even in this particular Excalibur II Perfect Game series. But I'm going to do it anyway, so you can make your choice then. So we go through this scene here, and then we get this choice to jump off, and that's going to continue with the story, but if we don't, we can head back and do another bit of Magnet. But the reason why this Magnet is optional is because the letter isn't from us. And this guy disappears by disc 4, so there's no way to see whether you've even read this or not. And it doesn't give you anything, it doesn't do anything, and it isn't recorded. So it's completely optional going to do that Magnet, but hey, the option's there if you want to. It will not affect your save file at all though either way. So you can save about a minute by skipping out on it. And yeah, you get to save again, but you're about to be able to save again anyway. Which I actually skip on the next Moogle. So we're going to head back to the cliff at this point, and this time we are going to choose to jump off. And when we do that, we're going to be greeted by, as you probably guessed, another bunch of scenes. So even more button mashing, whoop-de-doo-dah. Right, back in control of Zidane, we're going to head into this first building, which is the inn. And if we go upstairs here, then we'll find our next Moogle. And this is a Moogle where we can do a bunch of Magnet with 3 things actually. We're going to deliver Sereno's letter, we're going to accept Mudon's letter, and then we're going to read the letter from Ruby. Well, actually we're doing them in a slightly different order, but they're the 3 things we need to do. So now he's going to ask us to deliver a letter. And there we have it. So once we've done that, we're going to exit the inn. And then we're just going to spend the rest of this episode making our way through Lindblum here. Now stick to the left as you go past that crowd in the middle. Otherwise you'll kick off a scene and waste time. It's not going to do anything, but it's just going to add to your time unnecessarily. And then here there's an item we can grab from the rubble. And then we're going to enter into the house right next to it. And in here, we're just going to grab the 2 chests. and then we can enter into the shopping area, the shopping district, where there's going to be some more scenes. Right, so about to take control of Zidane once more. Don't speak to that soldier guard immediately. There's a couple of things we need to do. First of all, you want to go to the synthesis shop and get an exploder. So that's going to come in useful a little bit later on. So make sure you grab that. And then we're going to go all the way down to the cab. The sky cab, whatever it's called. The air cab, and make our way over to the theatre district. So the air cab is located just down the bottom here. That crowd's gone now, so you don't have to worry about triggering that scene. And then take this to the theatre district. It's the only other district we can go to anyway. And we're just going to pop over here and do a little bit more looting. So we're going to head into the artist's house, the studio. And there's one item we can grab from in here. And then next up, we're going to head into the next screen where the hideout is located. We have been there before, but the chests have respawned. And there's some more gil in there for us to collect. I mean, it's not very secure, this place, is it? Just a big open door. So good job no one else has decided to pop in and take the money here. And then obviously the one down the bottom. Right, now before we head back to the business district, there's one NPC we do want to talk to. And that's this guy here, Lowell. Okay, so once we spoke to him, they're going to go running off. And now we're going to make our way back over to the business district. And we're going to tell that chap, that soldier guard person thingy that we ignored earlier on, that we're going to be ready to leave. And that's going to give us a whole bunch of other cutscenes, leading us up to the end of the episode where there's just one final thing for us to do. And there we have it. So speak to good old Moonty and give him the letter. And that's it. Nothing else to do. So we're going to save, and that brings us to the end of Disc 2 Part 9. So next up we're going to be back on the world map and avoiding encounters and collecting elixirs and all sorts of good stuff. So I'm just going to show you my time here, and then we'll finish up for the session. Okay, so my time is 4 hours and 24 minutes 53 seconds. The target time in Atomis's series is 4 hours and 43 minutes. So we're about 20 minutes ahead of schedule now. I don't anticipate there being any serious problems in collecting the Excalibur II, so hopefully things are going well. Don't forget to share your time in the comments as well, and we can all see how you're doing as well, which is good. So thanks for stopping by today, folks, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.